how's everybody doing? All right, yes, I love to hear that, me too. Good evening, and welcome to the annual benefit of the International Chamber Artists. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you as the artistic director of this extraordinary ensemble. Surrounded by individuals who share a deep love and appreciation for the beauty of chamber music. Today, we gather not only to enjoy an exquisite evening of music, but also to recognize the vital importance of supporting the arts. The International Chamber Artists have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of excellence, to nurturing the soul through the power of music, and to bringing joy and inspiration to audiences around the world. But we cannot achieve this alone. We rely on generosity and the support of individuals like you who believe in the transformative power of the arts. Today, as we embark on this journey together, I invite you to embrace the spirit of giving, to be an integral part of our mission, and to make a difference in the lives of artists and audiences alike. Your contributions enable us to continue creating awe-inspiring performances, fostering the next generation of musicians, and sharing the gift of music with communities far and wide. So I'd like to take a moment to thank our VIPs. They're sitting in the front couple rows. Would y'all give it up for you guys? Thank you. And up with me on the stage here, I have the librettist, Matt Boresi, right here. Matt. And I have our illustrious composer, Jim Stephenson, and conductor tonight. Jim. So as you know, our mission is all about collaboration. I just wanted to introduce these guys a little bit to you and interview them with a couple questions so that you get a little sense of who they are and what informed this wonderful work you're about to hear. So we'll start with Matt, since the libretto came first. What drew you to this subject matter, and why do you think it was an attractive subject for this moment in time?
Thank you very much. Well, I always think that a scheme, makes for some great literature and theatrical literature. And I think that American audiences tend to gravitate even more towards stories about Ponzi schemes and counterfeiters. And I think it's kind of baked into our culture and our cultural, like our myth is a bunch of guys who didn't want to pay their taxes, right? So we love to see stories about people who can get away with something. And sometimes it's villains, sometimes it's anti-heroes, sometimes it's heroes, but we love to see that character on stage. And I think that maybe the greatest fictional character in American literature isn't Hester Prynne or Captain Ahab. I think it's Professor Harold Hill. We love that character. But lately, there's been a huge spike in popularity of stories about female con artists in the last year or so. Think about Elizabeth Holmes at Theranos, Anna Delvey, the fake heiress with the fake accent. I think Cåraboo is the OG Anna Delvey. Or Rachel Dolezal, the fake black studies professor, right? We're fascinated by that. I think that whether they are heroes or anti-heroes or villains, our heart goes out a little bit to the female con artists because we know that the system is stacked against them. And so when they get it over, a part of us is like, yeah, get it, right? So we thought that would be, people want to see that right now. But what's most fascinating about these con artists is really, nobody gets fooled. They fool themselves. And it's all about getting people to fool themselves. And so looking at the environment that the bug in the system that causes people to fool themselves is what's really fascinating. The people who bought tickets to the Fire Festival, they should have known the Fire Festival wasn't going to happen. But they were so hungry to be VIPs, to be in the champagne room, to be Kim Kardashian, that they didn't look for the red flags. And in this piece, the environment that allows Cåraboo to do what she does is one that I think might be recognizable to us now, but it's 1817, it's the Regency period, so it looks like Bridgerton, it looks like Sense and Sensibility, right? Lovely time, but Napoleon has just lost the Battle of Waterloo, and so the British economy has been in a shambles, and it's caused extreme income inequality, which we might be familiar with these days, right? So the poor in England in 1817 are very, very poor and cannot get out of that poverty. The rich are very rich, and because of the post-Napoleon expansion, are getting much richer, much faster. And there's a huge amount of extraction of wealth and resources and culture from around the empire. So the rich who are causing this very destructive extraction of value from the colonies are also fascinated with the cultures and the flora and the fauna and the people that they are extracting from these lands. So there's, in the British aristocracy, there's a love of Orientalism, of the exotic. And that's what Cåraboo is able to unlock. So we see a woman who is a victim of the financial circumstances of the time, but who is exploiting a bug in the cultural circumstances of the time. So here we are.
So then also, Matt, what makes, what's unique about writing for opera versus writing for musical theater or plays?
Well, they are very different from one another. And I think when we look at some of the masters, they've said, if you look at the letters from Verdi to his librettists, he said to Piave when they were writing Ernani, he said he was looking for fuoco, azione, and brevità. Fire, action, and brevity. And of the three, he found brevity to be the most important. So it's an interesting challenge for the words person. Obviously, I love words and I love to talk. But my job is to get out of the way. Because you don't say, I saw an opera. You say, I heard an opera. You don't call the performers actors. You call them singers. We want to hear an opera. So the challenge is to facilitate the music. They asked Rossini, what are the three most important things in opera? And he said, voce, voce, e voce. The voice, and the voice. So we want to facilitate the big sing. So all the characters need to be really keyed up because they need to be in an emotional state that facilitates bel canto singing, a great big sound. So you want to get them really, really wound up, and you want to justify the orchestra pouring out as well. And if you want to know the composer you're working with, and my familiarity with Jim's music is that it's very melodic, it's very musical. He's a man of the orchestra. So you're really going to hear the orchestra. There's 20 players up here. Do any of them have a rest? Like there's a lot of music that comes out of this score. And it's there's a lot of joy in Maestro Stephenson's music. So I wanted to facilitate characters who could really be rapt about things that they are excited about, to facilitate that big musical melodic sound that comes out of a Stephenson piece.
Wonderful, man. I love this libretto. Very funny, and we need some comedy during this time of our lives. Jim, I understand this is your first opera, and obviously this is no small project. So what compelled you to get into something like writing operas?
Well, I wrote a ballet a couple of years ago, and came out of nowhere. It was totally unexpected, but in the process, I discovered that I loved telling stories. I've been a composer for a good 25 years now, and we write a lot of notes, but the ones that really attract me are the possibility of telling a story. And so now I'm really going after telling stories. That's what I really want to do. So when this possibility came along, thanks to you, I knew I wanted to give it a shot. And like you said, it's my first opera. So I'm hoping that this is the beginning of whatever comes next, right? You know, this isn't an end point. This is hopefully a collaboration that might happen again, and more chances to tell stories. And to use an orchestra and to use voices is just the best way to do it. Theatrics and thinking big is really appealing to me.
We just love playing your score. I just love Jim's music, and Jim is our composer in residence for ICA, so we're very, very excited about that. And what did you think when you first received the libretto from Matt?
What have I got myself into? No. For those of you who know Matt, you'll understand what I'm about to say. For those of you who don't know Matt, he has a vocabulary that's a bazillion words. I mean, I was talking to him yesterday, and he used this word in a sentence. Not only did I not know what it meant, I had never heard it before. I still don't even know what you said. But so I get this libretto that's about 20 pages, and read it through, and I think I might have even said to my wife, I said, wow, this is going to be harder than I thought. Not because of what he did, but just because suddenly there it was in front of me, 20 pages of text. But what Matt does so brilliantly is he thinks about the composer's job when he's writing. It is all laid out in, for me being my first one, I don't know how you've done it with other composers, but it was once I got into it, it was very obvious the form I needed to use, you know, the verses that come back and the rhyme scheme and things like that made my job a lot easier. so that I could portray those words that I didn't understand. And that was supposed to be funny. No, it's a very, very compelling story. I think it's fantastic. And for a composer, once you start following where the story goes, what I love about telling a story is it sort of tells me where it needs to go. You get into a zone where you don't even feel like you're composing after a while. It's going where it has to go. And he laid that all out for me to do. So, yeah, and he's done it many times. It's my first, so I knew I could trust him.
All right, well, thank you, gentlemen. And we'll take a 1-minute break. I'm going to grab my friends, and we'll be right back.
There is a curious intruder in the garden, a young lady, unlike any I have met. We've no notion of her name, nor the nation whence she came, and her native tongue we've not determined yet. My husband speculates that she is a vagrant, but her manner is not vulgar in the least. She greets you with a moan and a peregrine song in the garb of some sort of priest. How does such a creature find herself so far away from the turtles of Cåraboo or the birds of Mandalay? Seeing as she's in my care, I'll show her the allure of a mountain holdings here in verdant Gloucestershire. In a world upended by the Frenchman and his wars, this enigmatic drifter has been cast upon our shores. Strangers we on strange land, together all alone. I know he's American, and she from parts unknown. The inscrutable intruder in the garden will surely make the townsfolk feel at ease. Yes, this may be a break she'll calling out to make, or perhaps rousing a perfume on the breeze. A most engaging fragrance on the I am Mrs. Elizabeth. Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall. And who are you? I am Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall. And who are you? No, I am Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall. How do you do? Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall, yes. Ah. confounding, and not of any use. Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall. Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall. Yes, Mrs. Elizabeth Worrall. Man, Ion, Cåraboo. You are Cåraboo. I'm Man, Ion, Cåraboo. Putri Cåraboo. Putri, crown. Are you a princess? Putri Cåraboo. Princess This is Knole Park. Almsbury, Gloucestershire. England, Great Britain, Great Britain. England, Gloucestershire, Almsbury. Oh dear, that's much too complicated. I am from Knole Park. I am from Knole Park. Something to be desired. Princess Cåraboo of Javasu. Princess Cåraboo of Javasu. Princess Cåraboo, or someplace thereabouts. My husband, Mr. Worrall, has expressed his fair share of doubts. My father is the magistrate, a rational man, but I'm fond of this foundling and wish to assist however I can. She'll stay at the house, clothed, sheltered, and fed, till she proves herself royal, or proves herself out of her head. For all of the other fruit, Milo. But they all sound Greek to me. Nana, Rangi, Milo. It's all and gabble to me. Her diet seems quite Hindustani. Gaiko, moso, finally fetched her some curry today. But her faith seems to lean towards Arabia. Alatala, Alatala, Alatala. It's a day on small carpets, a few times a day. I've shown her our globes and our atlases. You but each nap is baffling to her. Her country origin is in need of a cartographer. Cåraboo, how did you get here? Cåraboo, how did you get here? Hopney Skipney, you were walking Tay-tay in the swaying tree. Cheemin when bandits appeared. Oh, bandit, not bandits. Sheemin, pirates, pirates, and you fought them. But you were overwhelmed. And they cut you off. And made you a glasses. Oh, they blindfolded you. Poor girl. Cåraboo, they put you on a ship. Oh, to sell you into bondage. No doubt, such is the way of pirates. No one can die free. And you fought. She mean the pirates. But you lost your balance, splish, and fell into the sea. And you swam again for shore. This is Knole Park, Mrs. Elizabeth. Where we found you, Maudie. Imagine being thusly abducted at the tip of a pickerel's blade. I just hope we provide her some comfort in this land this side of a cruel escapade. Kairuma. Word has come in, that word has got out. That a princess of Hindu's pedigree, raising like blood to a shark, and the grandest of scandals has landed at bland old Knole Park. I'm afraid we must call it an evening. You've gotten the proof you require. Perhaps she'll hold court in the morning, but Her Majesty and I must return. I and my Cåraboo, later famed Java Fons, oh the Cåraboo, of her mind. Down a sigh in Laraika. This mariner has been to Java soon. He says he speaks a little Java Suvan too.
waited. Terrors I triangulated. Notably done its duty cause. To the Orient I oriented. Circumstance I circumvented. Giving me a load in deadly squads. I fought through terra incognita, dashing faster than a cheetah. One melodic name upon my lips, for somewhere over briny blue, broods captive Princess Cåraboo. Our era's face that launched a thousand ships. This fair purloined pearl, this rare impaneled girl, that Gloucester's now alive and well before me. This fair purloined pearl, this rare impaneled girl, so lustrous and alive before me. I'm sure you're awash in grifters and cheats, rife with conviction, but lacking receipts. But skeptics and naysayers pound at the gates, eager for inquest and formal debates. I can endorse she's a woman of worth, not merely a servant girl, vexed by her commonplace birth, as some viciously allege. A friend in her moment of need.
Think nothing of it.
Glad that I found her. She's so overjoyed she must laugh. Arvel says I should stay here, and says you might like a translator on half.
Of course we'd employ a translator on staff.
Of course we'd employ a translator on staff. clear, and don't we all agree? I entered in the nick of time to end this quandary. The princess needs a dragoman, articulate in Javastan, to govern her caravan, and that's a task for me. Our character is proven pure, the truth has set us free. We are who we say we are, and who we are to be. Let the saints have the bitter incredulity. The message here is very clear, and don't we all agree?
This message here is very clear and only one can see. This bad boo-goo has come here to make some fool of she. Everything was going well. The locals fall beneath his spell. And this man, he can go to hell. That's only one can see.
I understood that.
Our character.
The truth has set us free. We say we ought to be. Let the saints have their bitter incredulity. The message here is very clear, and don't we all agree? The message here is very clear, and don't we all agree? The message here is very clear, and don't we all
I shall make Mr. Worrall aware of the splendid news. How did you know I was a servant girl?
I didn't. But thank you for confirming my guess. I read about you in the papers. Seemed a little too romantic to be true.
So you sailed here to become part of my
Well, not sail, but otherwise, yes. I wouldn't know my stern from my aft.
Not Portuguese.
Crystal born and proud. Me Baba. Richard.
Mary. Devonshire. And you ain't here to expose me.
Expose you? You inspire me, Mary. I pledge myself as loyal to the servant girl turned royal, as one who knows the limits of one's station. I've been a rat to serve a therapeutic application.
They pay well for leeches,
but to collect them on your own back legs.
I still have some scars.
When I read that Cåraboo had made a counterfeit debut, I flew to be nearer to the controversial potentate who preyed upon a magistrate. I knew what I had to do. Rebirth myself, rebirth myself. As adjunct to her nation.
You flatter me. But even with you as Gloucester, this sport won't last forevermore, and best I go before I am unveiled.
Then perhaps we leave while things go well, for even greener clientele, and long before their wise we will have sailed.
Sailed
Away from wretched tenements and fatted rented rooms.
as birds of paradise, resplendent in our rooms.
And large audacious escapades and a rarefied
Spending our army with a Muji by our side.
with a Muji by our side, with a Muji by our side.
References understood.
Only pride and prejudice we've skewered.
I'm a lady.
I'm the staff,
How will
and how we laugh. To be a princess and her steward. Go stumble to a manor, let the natives worship you.
right to translate off the boat from Java
We'll travel where we'll be received with veneration fervent,
where locals seek diversion
and a rich
and unobservant,
and a rich and unobservant and hand in glove.
I will
And I
you're verified by Senor Manuel. The whole of my court is captured by Cåraboo's spell. Those citizens here, with no hesitation, donated quite amply towards Cåraboo's repatriation. You translate, see?
Oh, sì. Tutti con hai palai, cronion hun mula, send you to Javasu, tecum medulla.
Money to return home. After a few more parties here at Knole Park, of course. And assuming you will accompany her, senor, you can locate it again, you say.
Once you sail to Javasu, nowhere else on earth will do. I'm confident that I can find a way.
she's grown. Join the guests. In the ballroom. Oh, and friends, if you should choose to travel somewhere other than Java, might I recommend, my dear United States, a hopeful nation? They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. Thank you. How beautiful.
Oh my gosh. So something that was different about doing this brand new piece, none of this existed about 3 months ago. He did it in a couple months. And another fascinating thing about the rehearsal process was that normally when we have our music, it's from dead guys or women. This year we did a lot of women composers. We're going to keep that up next year. But this was cool because Jim could be like, nah, I like what you played there. Let's do that instead of what I wrote. And we could change it on the spot. Jim was such a great collaborator, and to have Matt's text as well. Oh gosh. So if you can if I may beg your indulgence just a little bit further, we're almost there. Through your contributions, you become our partners in nurturing talent and fostering artistic growth. You provide the resources that allow us to commission new works like this, engage renowned guest artists, and reach out to underprivileged communities. You help us expand our educational programs, ensuring that music education remains an opportunity for all. So by bidding tonight and making donations, you become part of a movement that champions the arts, elevates culture, and brings beauty and inspiration to a community that craves connection. Your support ensures that the International Chamber of Artists can continue to push boundaries, explore new frontiers, and share a rich tapestry of chamber music. So I urge you to open your hearts and join us on this incredible journey. Let us create a world where chamber music flourishes, where the beauty of music resonates in every heart, and where the power of music unites us all. Together we will make a difference. And now it's time for the live auction. So Jim has a signed score. It's not this one. This is too big to take home. But he's signed a score, and it's in 2 volumes. So I want to start some bidding on this. Would you all like to make a little bid on this? Let's start the bidding at... there it is. There it is. You get the beautiful cover. He's signed it.